Hi there, we're taking a look at your Chapter 4 submission for our homework, and specifically you had asked about adding a footer to all sheets at once instead of each sheet at a time. And so Chapter 4 is an interesting place to do this because there's some obstacles that we have to overcome. Our first obstacle is that there are so many sheets within this workbook. So what I have to do is I have to be able to see all of the sheets at once so that I can select them all at once. So what I'm going to do is hover my mouse over this sort of gray area down right next to the scroll bar. It turns into a two-way arrow. That means I'm ready. So I'm going to click, hold, and drag it to the right until I can see. I know that the farthest sheet to the right is the documentation sheet. So I'm going to scroll over until I can see that documentation sheet. And really what I'm doing is just squishing, do you see how I'm squishing the scroll bar there to give the sheets more room? Okay, so now I'm going to make sure that I'm active at the far left, which is our table use sheet. And I know I'm active on it because the tab is white. Notice how the others are gray, or they're colored as we've colored them. So this one is white. It's the one I'm active on. On my keyboard, I'm going to press and hold the Shift key, and then I'm going to click on the documentation sheet and release the Shift key after that. So you can see what happened here. Now all of the sheets are selected. They're all white and bold, telling me that they've all been grouped together. So now I'm ready to apply that footer. And you can apply the footer in lots of different ways. However you like to do it is fine with me. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to click on the Page Layout tab. I'm going to click Print Titles and the Header Footer tab in here. And then I'm going to do a custom footer. So I've already practiced this, so you can see I've added the date there to the right-hand side. I'm going to delete that out and pretend mine looks like yours. So I'm going to add, maybe this time I'll add, instead of the date, I'll add the page number. Okay, so I'm going to click that tab. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click OK again. And then it's going to take a minute for Excel to catch up because it's now applying these things to all of the sheets within our workbook. Anything I do from this point forward will be applied to all of the sheets because they're all active. So it's critical that whenever you're done with your footer, adding your footer to all of the sheets, then you right-click on any one of the tab names and you choose Ungroup Sheets. That way then you're working in each individual sheet. Okay, so we've already talked about one obstacle. That's selecting them all. The second obstacle is this little sheet here, this total number of massages sheet. Because it's not a worksheet, right? I can't add a function. I can't add a formula. This is not a worksheet. It's just a page holding a chart. So if I look at this sheet, if I do print preview, where's my little print command there? If I do a print preview, there's no footer to this sheet because it's not a worksheet. It won't be applied. And then it has a cascading effect. So I'm going to go back here. The sheet immediately following that one, if I take a look at that in print preview or however you want to view the footer, oh gosh, let me see if I can get this up on the screen. Oh, it did apply to it. All right, good news. Sometimes it might have a cascading effect into the sheet next to it. So you just have to, after you apply the footer to all sheets, you just have to double check those things. If there's any sheet that's not really a sheet, the footer won't go. And then just make sure that the next following sheet after it also gets the footer. If you have any other questions, feel free to email me at any time.